It's time for another Requel pitch. That's right. That's where Tyler's in the car pitching you ideas for already existing franchises of what we could do with these movies. Today's is a double pitch. Why? Because both of them seem to be in a very similar vein, and I don't really think we need two different episodes. The first one. So over the weekend, I went to this really cool arcade with the kids and my brother. And my brother and I played this big Halo arcade game. And we were talking about Halo because he used to play a lot. And I didn't really. I was always too busy to play video games at the time because I was working in my band. But we were talking. I asked him if he ever watched the show. And he said no. And I said, I watched the first season. And I said, Halo is definitely a story that leans more to be film than a show. Because it's based on the action and spectacle. Not that the mythology and the story isn't good, but the TV show took so much time to try to humanize Chief and all this, and I don't think it really focused on the Spartans and what they really were as much as it should have. I feel like Master Chief should be a character that's done more in the vein of Judge Dredd. Okay? Where, Judge Dredd, technically, the film Dredd with Carl Urban is the best version. It's a really good movie, but Dredd never takes his helmet off. And that's one of the things with Master Chief is you don't need to remove the helmet. And I think that everyone had a big issue with that, with him removing the helmet. And I think, the visualization of what Halo is, the sci-fi, the war, is great. I mean, look at sci-fi films like by Gareth Edwards and by Neil Blomkamp, where it's this science fiction in the real world and you really feel it. It feels like they're filming and making a movie in a location that I could visit, but it still feels like a sci-fi spectacle. And I think that's the element that Halo needs. And I really feel that it would do really well. I mean, I think a $200 million Halo movie that's made as a sci-fi spectacle is going to reach a general audience much more than the show did, because I watched the first season, and the first episode and the last episode, the only episodes that really had the action. I mean, it's a video game based movie, so get someone to direct it like Bilal and I can't remember his other name. I don't want to butcher it, so I do apologize. But the two filmmakers that made Batgirl, that was deleted, but made the past two Bad Boys films, have a very aesthetic of energy and video game like. Get them with their directing to film a video game movie, because that's what Halo is. And you make it energy and spectacle and action. You make the accessible to your common audience, where it looks just like a action sci-fi film. Give it a hard PG-13 for sci-fi action, so that you can have them, eradicating aliens. And you can tell a good story. I mean, the mythology's there. The story is there in the video game itself. But dragging it out and trying to make characters that are not one-dimensional, but have a one-dimensional quality because of what they go through, like the Spartans, into these in-depth character studies does not work for something like this. You need to have better side characters to get the drama. And yes, you can do stuff with Chief. I think back to having someone who can perform vocally, much like V for Vendetta, where it's through the vocal performance that you understand and feel that character. And V comes alive, even though the entire film, his face is covered and he's wearing a mask, and that's it. But it's the vocal performance, and I think you can do that with Master Chief. So that's Halo right there. The second one